Good afternoon and welcome to the Audi Garage. So I've already started the day off with a decent chunk of work. It's already the afternoon and we had a new car come in. So this is kind of boring work, but I figured I'd show it to you guys anyways. But we're doing a clutch job on a 2005, I think it's AMB. It's the 1.8 6-speed Quattro Avant. So I've gotten to the point where the transmission is dropped and I'm doing a single mass flywheel conversion on this. As well, we also have a test pipe that we're installing and some little other few maintenance things that I might do. So this is where we're at right now. The transmission has been removed. Unfortunately, there was some really sticky bolts on the bell housing, as well as a previous shop had chewed up some of these drive shaft bolts, which I find is a very common thing. So that's kind of a pain to deal with. But luckily I have spares of a lot of this stuff. The annoying clutch slave bolt was also pretty rusty, but I managed to get that out and I have a replacement for that as well. When I got the car and drove it in, I could actually barely move the car under its own power. The clutch was so far gone, so this is definitely needed on this car. As I said, we're also going to be replacing the catalytic converter with a test pipe. And if you're not familiar with it, on these 1.8s, there is kind of this test pipe and also a secondary down pipe. It's kind of a two-piece deal. A lot of people, and on eBay, you can just get this little part done. It is kind of nice if you can get the entire down pipe in a 2.5 or 3 inch, but for now, we just have that, which, like I said, is being replaced by this test pipe. And then as you can see down here, we have a Valio single mass flywheel conversion that will get this car driving back under its own power. The neighbor also dropped off some cool craft beer because I helped him look at a car, even though the car turned out to be a disaster. This is a Wobbly Wheel IPA, so kind of fitting for the garage. And of course, can't forget those Rockstar Energy zero sugar drinks. Here's the damage on the clutch. The actual flywheel doesn't look too bad, but as you can see, the pressure plate, there's a huge groove right down the center here. I didn't notice anything super obvious that was digging into it, and the rivets aren't even that protruding or rough or anything, but that's quite the groove it wore in there, so we were slipping like crazy. Just an update on the clutch job. I have the flywheel bolted in, so this is a single mass conversion like I mentioned earlier, and it has the 22 millimeter long bolts, so it's 60 newton meters plus 90 degrees. An easy way to do this when you're by yourself is you can jam a small wrench against a bolt and basically tie it into the teeth on the flywheel, and it'll stay put as long as you don't really push against the bolts and just go slow and steady. It'll stay in place. So fast forward in time, I finished up that clutch job. Everything went well. The clutch pedal feels really light, which is a lot different, but it's still gripping hard, and hopefully he's looking to get that car tuned soon, so you'll probably end up seeing our friend over at Dominate Performance Tuning. In the meantime, I've been working on some less interesting things, so no real point in filming that. But today, I am going to be working on filming a little bit of a cool build coming up. You'll actually probably see that video before this video gets released. So if you haven't seen that video, go back one video and check it out. Also, I've been updating our web store, so we have a whole bunch of new products there, as well as almost the full Excess Power B5S4 lineup. And also check that last video to see if the promo code that I released is still active. I do have another B5A4 job coming in. We're replacing two axles, the two front axles on a 2.8 car. They're making a horrible knocking noise, and when I checked them yesterday when the car was brought over, they are completely loose, so I have those axles on order and I will get them tomorrow. So today, like I said, I'm doing the filming for that special video, and then as well, I'm going to be disassembling some more of that stage 3 part out motor. I need to take off the KO4 turbos, do a full inspection and clean them up. We have the A4 up in the air to replace the axles. So what I've done is I broke the main bolt loose on the ground with the center caps off the wheels. And now my trick to getting the CV bolts out of there is basically putting in 2 of the lug studs and then using a small screwdriver to stop the rotor from spinning, and then you can break loose all of those. So I'm going to do that to the first side first, or the passenger side first, and then make sure I put on the right axle because I believe they are very slightly different lengths. And then I will be showing you a trick also how to get the axle out without removing any of the control arms. So I'll turn on the camera again when I get to that point. So here's the basic trick. All you want to do is get a jack under the control arm, jack it up as high as you can go. This is easier when your car has coilovers that are quite low, but jack it up as far as you can. Turn the steering wheel so that you have clearance with the brake caliper, and then drop the axle down there pull it out of the hub, and you have tons of room to move it in and out. That way you don't have to deal with any control arms at all. Again, this might be a little bit harder with stock suspension, but with anything with coilovers, it's definitely way easier. So I finished up that B5, the axle job, runs and drives great. I was going to replace the flex pipes on that car as well, but to be honest, a dedicated exhaust shop might be able to do a cheaper and quicker job for him. So I gave him some flex pipes that I stock, and we'll see if he gets that done. If not, I might have that car back and do it for him as well. I'm on the website yet, but these are the flex pipes that I generally stock. They are interlock flex pipes, so you don't have to worry about the braid breaking off on the inside if you use them in a single turbo piping kit pre-turbo. And they're a lot more expensive than you would pay at a retail location, so I basically usually stock a 2.5 inch by, I think it's 4 inch length, which are commonly used for the 2.7 downpipes, but I can get pretty much any other size or length as well. So if you are interested in flexes like that for a good price, shoot me a message if you don't see it on the website, but otherwise check out the store and these should be listed sometime soon. That's where I'm going to end off that video. So remember, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, leave me a comment, leave me a like, and make sure to check out the links in the description for our website, our Facebook, and our Instagram. Until the next one, I'll see you guys soon.